Hola. It is 4:28 a.m., February 11th, Sunday, week 2024, week 6. Um, so this is being recorded late. It's Sunday. Technically, it's Sunday, but it's my Saturday. Um, Anyways, being recorded late. So, I almost forgot. I literally just was on a walk and remembered that I hadn't done this yet, so I'm going to do it now. Um, I'm trying to. I don't want to harp on negatives too much and make this too long, but I'll just go down the list. I actually didn't write a list this time either. So as you can see, there's a whole lot less organization in this one than usual. Um, and I guess what preempted this was my brother's visit, which kind of emotionally or whatever threw me off. Um, but if I remember correctly, this week, the primary concern was to start the arbitration process and to obviously stay with the program and to stream Stormgate. And that's exactly what happened. I Yeah, basically it went exactly as planned. I stuck to the program and I streamed Stormgate pretty much as I would have liked to, maybe a little bit less. I'm in like the top 2% on the leaderboard. I'm depending on how you look at it. Um, so yeah, I'm top 1,000 out of like 77,000 accounts. So that's pretty cool. And I think I'm, and I'm still getting better. I'm still getting a hang of it, getting a feel for it. I'm really enjoying it. Now, sometimes I do have some games. It's similar to StarCraft, where it's like, damn, that really hurt. But I gained like 3 followers. I posting back on YouTube. I didn't post for one day. I might end up not posting tomorrow or today, depending on how you look at it, based off of the time that it is now and the fact that I haven't done it yet. I haven't put one in the queue. But yeah, so there's a like just I skipped Friday. I treated Friday like a Saturday basically, and then I treated Saturday like Sunday. So tomorrow I'm going to do Friday's workout. With the same amount of reps as last week's, but doing the sets, and then Monday picking back up again. And the reason that happened was because I was basically prepared to start the arbitration process as soon as I had planned. I intended on doing it on like the 7th or the 8th, and I was I started the process of doing that, and in the process of doing that, I'm like, well, how much information am I supposed to have in this claim? And it just felt like I got the impression that I needed to do that. It needs to be like completely done. You know what I mean? Like I need to have the entirety, all the exhibits, everything kind of explained from top to bottom. Whereas when I initially, looked at it, I was like, okay, I start the process, filling out the paperwork, sending a letter, just sending one short letter. But then there's like a few other things that need to get added. So I ended up spending all of Thursday night till like 8 a.m. kind of studying and arguing with ChatGPT basically. Um, and I got my argument to like a solid, super solid spot. Um, but then I, um, after all that, I did some reading and I read some of the laws that just didn't sit well with me. And that was like the beginning of what I'm about to talk about. But still, in the, after, in the grand scheme of things, it was a very useful thing, and it's like mostly okay that I didn't get that done, um, because uh, I mean, it hasn't even been a month since I started this process. Really, the middle, it's the 16th is when I did it. But I wanted to start the process in line with the new moon, basically. And um, I ended up, uh, I did start the process on that night, but the way that I went to exhaustion. I actually pretty much I did write out the claim, and it's very well written, and it's like I just have to gather the exhibits and put them, and highlight stuff and put them in order so that there's like references to things and whatnot. And my case is solid for the main two that I would want to do this process with. So a couple nights before that, I had a good long talk with myself on one of these walks. I did a voice note or two, referencing, like being a little bit concerned about rushing, basically, feeling like if things weren't lining up perfectly in April, that I would rush or feel rushed. And honestly, I wanted to understand that, like, just do it the best way. It was more of a, it wasn't a it, it's like it was more of a coincidence that happened. It's like, oh well, this is usually it does seem like it's going to line up with that. But I think it's more important that I just keep doing things the correct way. So I for sure have two of the banks, like it's like hook, line, and sinker in multiple ways. And in hindsight, they were the ones that I was going to go at first anyway, because the balances were lower. I thought, oh, I'll just go for all three. But the one that the one that I'm not gonna go at, I think, is the larger one. It's larger, and it hasn't given me the same ammo to use against it. So I think I've kind of walked that back a little bit, and it's just like we'll be all right. You know what I mean? We'll just kind of start with these two. I don't know how much it's going to bump my score up, just removing those two, but we'll see, I guess. That's kind of something that I was like struggling with. It's like, well, I mean, I have to kind of rush the process to remove the three, and then there's other things. So that whole like 3-month plan thing, I'm not sure how I feel about it any longer. But let me not spitball randomness at you. I did come up with a plan to, like, I did the math basically, and I found that financially I can, if I remove Bully Avengers, which, I downloaded all of their stuff, which, yeah, I guess that's relevant. They were down for very long, and then they came back randomly, but they uploaded it to a new place, and that new place you could download it from. So it kind of worked out in the best way possible. Instead of me staying and having lost all that time, it was like 3 weeks, and staying and paying again just to maintain access. It's like, well, you get to still cancel and you get to download them. So It worked out really nice. Um, like I said, top 1-2% in Stormgate. I've really been enjoying it. I really enjoyed my brother's visit. The wedding that he went to was pretty nice. That they went to is pretty beautiful. Confidence on fleek. Just feeling, all in all, pretty amazing. I did, and then so like the last couple days, after doing all that, um, gathering of information and whatnot, I was exhausted on Friday. I was like, this is gonna have to wait until Monday or Tuesday. That's just the way it's gonna be. Which is still relatively early on in the new moon, so that's good. And then, uh, yeah, so ended up sleeping, like basically just sleeping all of Friday, and then just sleeping all of Saturday, because it's like I wanna feel like good and refreshed. That's what I need right now. I need a proper like sleep and healing, basically, is what I feel like. So, and I say that, and I'm on this walk right now, but because that's part of it is my ankle. If it properly, because sometimes on Mondays I'll be like, oh shit, I could do everything, just because of the Saturday and Sunday I took off. So that's kind of what I'm searching for. Um, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I uh, I canceled Bully Avengers. I started Nav. I don't know if I mentioned that on here. I don't know if we already got to that part or not. But I need to use Nav. I need to actually send off the arbitration paperwork and stick to the program. It's like a slight tilt in the wrong direction in terms of like me, in terms of what seems like everything, and it's like really quite annoying because I've obviously been doing everything that I possibly can. Where I had some spillage. I the, my like money has slowed coming in the way that it usually has been going, which is something I anticipated potentially happening, which was, again, meant to mess me up, meant to mess with me. When I think about the whole picture, the whole thing is like, oh, it just seems like it's kind of the worst end of how I expect things to go. Not because of me, not because of my plan or anything that I'm doing wrong, but like in general, there's like this what seems like a shift in energy. And like I said, I had like a little bit of spillage. My toy malfunctioned, which is like the worst, right? And then, I mean, I guess that's pretty much it. The whole like needing to sleep shit, not working out, and whatnot. I just felt like I had a couple days of just like, feeling. So, but other than that, the plan is still going as expected. It's time to use the Nav Prime card. I need to figure out what's up with the EBT situation, because it's been like when if I mean, there's a couple explanations, right? There's something to do that my brothers weren't home and shit like that. But it's just it's really if things turn out kind of similar to how they were last year, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know how I'm gonna be able to cope with that. And I don't want to talk about it or think about it too much, but it's like it's the same kind of thing. I'm not doing anything on my end to provoke or bring this about, and it's like I'm being gaslit into thinking that I am every time, which is really sad. But I need to figure that out. So to reel myself in. We finish Stormgate streaming. We get our YouTube queue back fired up. We start the arbitration process. We use the Prime card. And then from there, the the bills are taken care of for 3 months, basically February, March, and April. Um, so that gets me to the point of buying that trade line and trying to bump the score up one good time, and lining that up with having the uh, the business credit built, and then going for actual funding that way, and that really gets the ball rolling. And then there's I have it written down somewhere, like the forks in the plan, depending on if things were to go how I want them or not. Um, but what else? Yeah, so I'm gonna just say it again. This is shorter than usual anyway, so uh, we have to finish streaming Stormgate and send the arbitration paperwork. Start the nav or use the nav prime. Right, get the YouTube queue back, to daily uploads, and from that point, we're pretty much in relaxation mode, which is I'm actually looking forward to, because just mentally, since like being so preoccupied since that Thursday, I thought I was just gonna send this off once and we could start the process, but nah, I gotta really have my story straight here. You know what I'm saying? So um, once I get to that point, I could just SSCS all day long and start playing with AI, start playing around with music stuff. But that first like week, 2 weeks, I'm probably gonna be just slowing my roll and revving my engine back up again. Um, but that might just be the spillage speaking. So um, one more time, just for the memes. Finish streaming Stormgate. Um, send the arbitration paperwork. Use the Nav Prime card. Get the YouTube queue right, and then we go into somewhat of a hermit mode. So I appreciate you. I know this is a little bit messy. It's very symbolic of how things are. I'm still doing everything, but there has been that little like tinge of bullshit and fuckery. So hopefully next week I can say, whatever is going on with the EBT is straight. Um, just have more clarity about all that. But honestly, I've prepared myself fairly well. I've done a very good job about myself so far, and you know, I have come to expect things to go left, because that's how it usually goes. That has been that way for the last 3, 4 occasions of being here. So I don't want to have a negative attitude, but if things were to go left, I know exactly what I would do. I'm buying a cot. I'm selling plasma, and that's it. And then I'm staying in a comfortable place, whether that be a library or a PC cafe or something like that. And I'm continuing along the process. So that's what the kind of stuff that's been on my mind. I've been thinking about potentially if things go left, because it felt like things might go left, based off of how things that have happened with my parents. Basically, like, it's just like, oh man, you're acting shisty, you're acting weird, and It's along the lines of what I come to expect. So hopefully next week it's like some of that stuff gets resolved and I don't feel that way, because honestly I would prefer, it would make the most sense for me to just stay here and handle my business. Like if I'm here, life is good. I don't. It doesn't even. Nothing needs to change. I could just SSES all day long, and you know, keep working on my credit, keep working on the business credit, and I will get there eventually. So that's like the ideal situation. But I'm also prepared for the other thing as well. I'm not gonna compromise myself. And bet it all on, because I have paid for, I will, and I have paid for that. So let me just stop this right here though. I'm gonna maybe try to upload a clip to YouTube before it's too late, and then get to bed relatively soon, to start week 7. Yeah, again, I hope and I pray that I feel a little bit better, because like I said, I've been preoccupied with it. I've thought about it fully. You got a few energetic, weird things happening, which just makes me feel like it's just so discouraging. But that being said, I'm gonna say it one more time for the memes. Finish streaming Stormgate, Nav Prime, arbitration, YouTube Q. Relax as much as needed. Kind of slow my roll a little bit. Go into spiritual, SSES mode, and then see where that takes us. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.